What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the Google Pixel 6a. So let's get started. Now I'd like to thank Google for being kind enough for sending this phone out to me to cover here on the channel. I am part of Team Pixel, and this is a gift from Google. Now the Pixel 6a definitely brings quite a few new things to the table here, and I'm looking forward to going through all of that in this video. But first, let's take a look and see what all comes included here in the box. So here's the box right here. You can see Pixel 6a, there's a picture of the phone. It is a very slim box, and there is no charger included, but we do have an adapter for full-size USB to USB-C. And we also have a double-sided USB-C cable. And then you can see right here, this phone does indeed feature the Google Tensor processor. Now this device features an MSRP of $449, and it is being offered factory unlocked. Now I have linked to it in the video description, so definitely make sure to take a look and see what the current offers are that are available, because there are promotions that do happen from time to time. Now this device features a pretty large 6.61-inch display. Now this display is smaller than what we're getting with the Pixel 6 Pro and the regular Pixel 6, but at the same time, I really do like the size of this device. And in a day and age where it seems like phones are getting bigger and bigger to the extent where sometimes that can even make them inconvenient to use, this size of the device definitely is kind of that right balance between having a display that's big enough for actually being useful, but at the same time, this phone is very easily pocketable. Now this device features a 1080p OLED display, which definitely does look great. It has excellent viewing angles and also really good colors as well. Now unfortunately, this display is 60 Hz, and compared to some other mid-range Android devices out there, that is kind of a downside to it, but at the same time, again, I like how things do look really good here. Excellent colors, viewing angles again are really good. So in general, I am a big fan of the display here. Now with this device, we're getting a PPI of 429, we're getting a 20:9 aspect ratio, so a more narrow but taller form factor, and we're getting an 83% screen to body ratio. So pretty small bezels all throughout. However, at the same time, they are still decently noticeable. One thing that I do especially like though about the design of this device is that it is pretty squared off. I feel like nowadays, especially with the various iPhones, everything is very rounded. Now I get that the corners on the display is still technically rounded, but again, compared to other phones that have been launched in the last few years, I feel like some of them are almost like a circle with how rounded the corners are. So I do like this kind of squared off form factor that we're getting here with the phone. Now this device does feature a hole punch for the front-facing camera, and that front camera is 8 megapixels. Now definitely stay tuned for my full review video of this device, as I'll be showing you a variety of different image samples from all the various cameras on it. Now with this phone, we are getting 128 gigabytes of internal storage, but unfortunately there is no microSD card expansion. That being said though, 128 gigs will get you pretty far, and that's certainly not bad considering that that is the base configuration. Now there is no wireless charging with this device, but it does feature an in-display fingerprint sensor. So let's give that a try right now. There we go. We'll try that out one more time. There we go. So it is decently fast and accurate. I think there's definitely some room for improvement, but I'll save my full opinions regarding that for the review video. Now unfortunately, there is no face unlock with the Pixel 6a, which I do wish this phone had that feature, especially considering that some of the biggest competitors to this device do feature face unlock. For example, the Galaxy A53 5G has that feature, so I think they could have easily implemented it here, but for some reason they chose not to include it. And while I know most people have a certain preference one way or the other, I would definitely prefer to have the choice of using face unlock or the in-display fingerprint sensor versus just being limited to just the in-display fingerprint sensor. Now taking a look at the cameras on the back of the device, this phone does feature a pretty similar camera configuration to the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. We do have a dual camera setup here with a 12.2 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. Now here's how things look with the main camera right here. Then from there, we can switch over to the ultra wide angle camera so we can fit a lot more content into the frame. We can also then flip around to the front-facing camera and take a selfie. And then there's also an option for portrait selfies, so you can get those nice blurred out backgrounds. Let's take one right now. There we go. Pretty awesome. And then of course you can flip around to the rear camera and do portrait mode as well. Now there's many other camera features too. There's night sight, which is of course excellent to use during the nighttime. And then you can even go over to other modes here too, like panorama, photosphere, and then Google Lens. So one of the main selling points of Pixel devices, if you're not aware, are the excellent cameras, so I'm definitely looking forward to testing them all out quite a bit more. But overall, if things stay consistent with other Pixel A series phones in the past, we're essentially going to be getting flagship level camera performance here for a phone that comes in at a fraction of the price. Now with this phone, we have 6 gigabytes of RAM paired up with the Google Tensor processor. Now unfortunately, as of the time that I'm recording this video, Geekbench 5 is not available yet for this phone, so I can't do a benchmark test, but as soon as that compatibility is available, I am really curious to see how the Tensor in this phone compares to the Tensor processor in the Pixel 6 Pro. But overall, from my brief experience of using the phone, things do seem to run very smoothly here. Definitely you should expect to get probably better performance than pretty much any other Android phone in this specific price segment. I know that one of the main issues that people have had with the Galaxy A53 5G, for example, is that it is a bit on the slow side. So I'm definitely looking forward to comparing this phone and that phone in a separate video. Now video recording with this device maxes out at 4K 60 FPS with the rear camera. But unfortunately, video recording with the front-facing camera is limited at just 1080p. Now overall, I'm sure that won't be an issue for most people out there. However, again, to compare this phone to its biggest competitor, the Galaxy A53 5G, with that device, we do get 4K video recording for the front camera. So just to keep things consistent, I really wish that we did have that here with the Pixel 6a. But unfortunately, it does max out at 1080p. And then with this device, we do have a 4,410 milliamp hour internal battery, which isn't too bad. It is a bit smaller than the battery that we did get with last year's Pixel 5a. And with this device, we do have 18 watt fast charging. I do wish it was a bit faster than that, but I suppose combining 18 watt fast charging with a battery that is kind of moderate in size should still give you very quick charging in general. You definitely want to keep in mind the ratio of the maximum charging wattage in comparison to the battery capacity of the device, because the phone might be able to recharge at a faster rate than this one, but that same phone might have a larger battery as it is, so essentially that'll give kind of the illusion that the Pixel 6a is charging pretty fast. But again, the specific battery capacity doesn't really matter as much if the phone is very well optimized. So again, I'm gonna have to use this quite a bit more to really get an idea of how that stands. Now, as far as software goes with the Pixel 6a, this device does feature Android 12 at the moment, and it will be getting quite a few Android software updates into the future. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting those and seeing how this phone evolves when it comes to software. But so far, things do seem very good. I know with the Pixel 6 Pro and regular Pixel 6, they have had quite a few bugs since being launched, but I do at least appreciate that the team behind the software for all these various devices does seem very committed at repairing those bugs as time goes on. And then finally, with this device, we do have NFC, so if you do like to make mobile contactless payments using Tap and Pay, then you definitely can do that here with the Pixel 6a. So that's excellent. But now that I've gone over all the major specifications for this device, let's take a closer look at the actual hardware itself. So again, a very nice display here, relatively small bezels overall. We have that hole punch for the front camera, which is excellent. We do have metal on the side rails of this device, but the material on the back is a high-end plastic. So it does look pretty much like a mini Pixel 6 or 6 Pro, but the actual materials on the back of the phone are a little bit different. Now, thankfully, this plastic on the back of the phone almost feels like it could be glass, even though it's not. So they really have managed to make this phone look and feel very premium, despite it maybe not having quite as high end of materials as some other phones that are offered in the Pixel 6 series. Taking a look at the left of the device, we have nothing except for the slot for the SIM card. Then on the right side of the phone, we have the power button, volume up and volume down. Then up top here, we have the noise canceling microphone. And then on the bottom of the device, we have the speaker, microphone, and USB-C port for charging and data transfer. So unfortunately, there is no 3.5mm headphone jack with this phone. So if that is a feature that you do want, then you're gonna have to look for something else. And then taking a look at the back of the device, again, I already talked about the materials here in the camera as well, but I think it is a very stylish phone in general. I'm a big fan of the multiple tones we're getting here with the color of the device. It's an excellent looking phone overall and definitely looks very unique compared to the competition out there, especially in a time like this where I feel like most Android phones almost look the same. But this concludes my hands-on and first impressions video of the Google Pixel 6a. I hope you enjoyed this video and definitely stay tuned for future content regarding this device. But this is Kevin here, and I will see you in the next one.